Yes, she's an Irish queen
Oh
in her
man, I'm
green.
drunk.
She's an Irish queen in her green.
I was watching you on Facebook here. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure I can watch you and look at all the comments.
Yeah, that's what we got to do.
Because I don't think you tell me the comments all the time.
Well, no, I mean, I don't see them, every one of them. I would tell you for sure.
And then I see them after, but I can't comment as myself. I can only comment as 239, and I feel like that's abusing my privileges, so I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, look, now I've got this on in the background. That's going to make weird noises.
Yeah, you just got to turn it down.
I
You can
need
so you
to-
can look at it and see. So if you do that,
I'll just adjust my volume. There we go. Now I can see everything that's going on while it's going on. So how was your weekend?
That was great. That was great.
What did you do?
So basically, we had a birthday party. So went with some friends to Mercado. Mercado was nice. It's always a good time over there.
An adult birthday party?
Yeah, it was adults, so it was good. And then I had my little guy yesterday went to see the movie Jurassic Park.
How was that?
It was like no minute of just relaxation. It was
really
great. Yeah.
It was all tense.
It was like, what's gonna happen? And then every time you thought you were like, okay, I can relax a little bit, and then another dinosaur would pop out. So it's kind of cool.
So he's 10.
He's gonna be 11.
So that movie was probably perfect for him.
Now. Yeah,
huh? He really liked it.
Yeah, he liked it a lot. Yeah, he's great. So we go there, we hang out. It was good. We ate a crap load of popcorn.
I was gonna say, how do you get your popcorn?
Yeah, we big bucket.
But butter?
Refill bucket.
Butter
yeah,
or no
butter.
Because it's not butter.
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
That's what it should be called. That fake oil stuff.
Yeah.
It's not butter.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
can't
bad
believe
for
it
you.
isn't butter. Yeah, no, it's like just grease, right?
It's I don't even know what it is. You could probably put it in your car and it would run really well.
Well, I think they do, right?
They just lubricate car parts with that butter
like
stuff.
Popcorn. Have you ever seen those cars that drive around with the powered on the oil?
Yeah, on the vegetable oil, like the reclaimed oil from restaurants.
Right.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
But it's really a pain in the ass to do that and quite expensive. So I like that you have
it like a French fry.
It is. I like that you have access to the butter now in movies on your own. So like I used to ask them to float my popcorn and you'd get somebody that didn't really like butter and they do like half a squirt, be like, here you go. Like, no, that's not buttered. So now I spend a lot of time, I layer, what I can. And then I ask for a little cup and then I get butter in the cup so I can just keep applying the butter and I don't have to leave my seat.
So Shannon is a real pain. Oh, well, here we go. We're live here.
I'm very high maintenance.
We're going on the reason why we're a little distracted is we're trying to go on to Facebook and
there's a lot of technology going on.
Shannon basically is a pain in the ass at the movie theater. She layers her butter, has to be just perfect.
But I do it myself.
Okay.
I'm willing to maintain myself because like the movie Jurassic Park, there was never a really slow moment that you could get up and go to the bathroom or go and get butter.
No, yeah.
So I would have been prepared.
Yeah.
You would have had my butter.
So I really like Silver Spot because if you get the large, you can go back and refill it. So you basically can use as much popcorn as you want.
Can you eat that much though? You eat the large and then go back for more?
We had 3 of us, and then Chase, he probably ate a bucket.
You had a bigger group.
I would say, and then when you start, you're like, I'm done, and then you reach in and get more, and it's like, it's
such a nice theater too.
I like Silver Spot. It's the best, my favorite.
I did a commercial for them. Are they showing that?
I didn't see it.
No,
I didn't see it. You did it for them, or?
Well, I did it for Neighbor.
Okay, great.
But it was in Silver Spot.
I may have missed it though.
And then we saw it at Silver Spot when we saw your movie as well. I'm just pushing for Mercado to keep like playing those movies of us.
Yeah, no,
but
that's
I don't
good.
Think they're listening.
See Shannon, the big screen.
I think they're just playing real movies.
If you please put in the comments the best movie out right now. Now I went to see Top Gun. That was kick ass. That was good. Tom Cruise looked like he was.
Both of those movies too. I know he doesn't age. Both of those movies are really movies that I think the big screen, you have to see them on the big screen.
Right. Yeah. No doubt.
Meant for the big screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Cruise was pretty good in that one. I mean, it seemed like that, he was back when he was, I don't know, when he probably was 25, 30 when he did that. 25, 26.
Yeah, closer to 25. I think he was younger.
Yeah. Because I was in the military. It's just when I went in. I think he's a couple years older than me. And that's just when I went in the military and I was 20. Well, I was 19. So yeah, it was pretty much about that time. So he probably was like 23, 24, 25.
So
maybe.
Do you think that we're going to see a surge in Scientology because people are going to realize that is some voodoo shit that keeps you looking great? You're going to be like, I don't care what I have to do.
Yeah,
he looks great.
Yeah, is he still doing it? Is he still doing it?
He's like the, one of the main guys, isn't he?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
That's how they
Yeah.
want it.
What's the girl that was?
Leah Remini.
Yeah, she's the one that came out, but against him, she was part of it. But what was the girl in Top Gun? Kelly. What was her name?
Kelly McGillis
Was it
or McGinnis?
McGinnis? The one
think it was
that was
McGillis.
his kind of cohort. She didn't appear in this one
Right.
because they replaced her because she looked a little different.
We actually have a mutual friend.
Oh, really?
And yeah, my friend Sharon Wise, if Sharon is watching. And she's supposed to be a really lovely woman,
I'm sure she is.
but too old to be in Top Gun.
And Tom
Sorry
made it,
about
and she
your luck.
didn't make it.
Yeah.
But
Well, men are allowed to age, women are not.
But like if you know you were in Top Gun when you were in your 20s, you're like, okay, there might be, some incentive to stay fit and ready to go because
But
you never
stay
know
fit,
when there's going to be.
Is that the only value we have? She was an instructor in Top Gun, the first one. So could she not have had some value as an instructor in the second one?
Yeah, she could have. She could have.
I mean, once our ass sags, that's it. Get us off the screen.
The new one came in.
Put her in
So
some spandex and make
there
her
you
look
go.
smart.
Yeah, there you go.
Something for everybody.
I think that Elvis was awesome. I'm going to try to go to that one too. I heard Elvis was awesome. Many secrets about him we never knew.
Really? Because I heard kind of the opposite. I heard that Elvis, the movie was, it was just kind of little snippets and it didn't have like a strong storyline. And it was from Colonel Parker's point of view, but they glazed over Elvis's like fathering and lack of fathering, and it wasn't like a great husband. So what kind of stuff, Sandy, like give us just one little tidbit of something that you learned from the movie that you didn't know before about Elvis. Like what?
I think she heard it. I don't think she
okay.
went because she would probably would have told me she went. So I don't know if she heard it was
but
good.
She should review movies because that makes me want to see it now.
I know. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Now I'm like, maybe I should go see that movie right away. And Tom Hanks is so wonderful. So I'm not saying the movie was horrible. I haven't seen it, but I just heard it kind of lacked a cohesive storyline.
Yeah. Well, it might.
And it was not realistic maybe about the person that he was.
Yeah. Well, I think Elvis definitely changed over the years.
Yeah.
I remember this interesting fact. So just the night before Elvis was going to do his last concert I think it was in Augusta, Maine or Portland, Maine, one of the two, I went camping with my best friend at the time, Dan. We went camping and we were all at the tent. We were all ready to go. His parents were going to go to the Elvis concert the next day.
Oh my gosh.
So we're in the tent. We're like having a good time. We're like, yeah, they're getting ready to go to the concert the next day. They come in and they're all crying. They're like bawling. I mean, it's like Elvis died. We're like, no, he can't be dying the day before he comes immortal. And plays they would have saw the last conference or concert with him. That was pretty interesting.
So
terrible situation.
Since you're retired law enforcement and I'm sure you still have connections, can I just ask you one favor? If something happens to me and I die on the shitter, could you please move me?
Yes.
And not tell anybody that, so that is not my legacy.
I don't know if I can wipe you up totally, but I could probably clean you up.
Just get me off the toilet before they come, like before the other people show up. So that
just drag you.
Just in the bathtub near the toilet. Fine.
You don't want to be on the toilet.
But on the toilet.
Is that how Elvis?
They'll be like, did you hear about Shannon Livingston? She and Elvis on the shitter. I don't need that.
A lot of people die that way.
I know.
They go in and have a heart attack.
Yeah, the heart, or they burst a
and they go there because it's private and they feel like something's wrong, where they got to feel nauseated. And they go there and they're like, shit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And people go in there, and a lot of people do die that way in the restroom.
Well, in the bathroom, okay.
Plus, they got a strain.
On the toilet, no, I don't want to. I don't want to be known for that. Yeah. What do you want to be known for?
What do I want to be known for?
Other than not pooping.
Yeah, I probably want to be known for trying to help out as many people as I can.
Being a helper.
Yeah,
like Mr. Rogers said.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think, and then I've kind of lived my life like kind of serving. So I was obviously high school, went in the military and went in law enforcement, and I kind of help people out now buying and selling houses. I just get paid a little extra for it. So it's kind of nice. So yeah, I kind of like that. And then obviously I like to try to identify people maybe in the community that, whether it be kids or older people, friends of mine that, maybe they're by themselves and they need a little bit of help, I try to give them a phone call or pick them up and maybe go to Hooters or Twin Peaks or someplace fun.
Take it for some ice cream.
That's a good excuse, right?
Some tits and tots, as I like to call it.
But yeah, we have a good time with that. So yeah, but no, I just want to be. I think I want to be known as, when I go, as just a friend that's real and not just, I don't need something from you.
Right.
I want to be your friend.
Right.
If I call you more than once, chances are we're friends. If I hang out with you and don't call you back, maybe not.
Well, I think you have a very interesting ability to see value in people that other people don't see right away. Like, you have a gift where you're able to look at somebody and say, wow, they're really good at XYZ, where other people may not ever see that. And, Myra Daniels, rest her soul, she, just passed. She had this ability to, I would say, look into your soul. Like, in 3 seconds, she would look at you and she would just kind of tell you like what you needed to do in your life to make an impact. And like, oh, you need to get your shit together and do this, this, and this. And, like,
and she wasn't afraid to tell you.
Right. And like, don't just talk about it. So I feel like it's kind of a similar skill, only you're much nicer about it. You're like, oh, I see this in you. Let me help foster that. Where she was like, I see this in you. Stop dicking around.
Yeah.
But she would not say dicking.
Yeah.
Sorry,
messing
Myra.
around. But no, I mean, yeah, you always, there's a lot of good things in people and folks out there. And I think that sometimes people will maybe categorize, okay, that's a younger person. They're not ready yet. Well, give them exposure, right? Yeah. Let them see some things that are going on.
Well, and we live in a world where everybody likes to really focus on the negative flaws of people. And so it's nice to see that, you're a person out there that's trying to find the good and foster that. You have fostered me along like a little dog.
We have fun, though.
Like a little junkyard dog.
You foster me, and we have a discussions. We have our fun discussions, but
I'm trying to help your brain.
But it's good. Yeah,
it is hard.
Yeah, she's trying to help my brain. Yeah, well,
it's hard for me.
She sends me, I laugh because we always go over this marijuana thing, but she sends me articles and studies, and then I go look at the articles and studies. Spent about 4 hours, about 3 hours on it yesterday, and I'm like, for everyone, and we're gonna go back and forth. For every one that you send me, there's another one that says the opposite. So I don't think anybody really, and like you said, a lot of it you got to find out where the study's being done by and who's being, and there's always a motive for these studies, right?
Who's funding it? What are they trying to prove, and why?
Yeah, no, I get it.
But I'm doing my own study, and I have been for about 30 years now.
And I just keep saying every time you say something, well, look how smart I am. And I agree, you're very smart. And I got a really easy comeback for that. I said, look how smart you would be if you didn't smoke.
But I'm already alienated from the common man. It would have just been harder for me.
Now, one thing I will say is Collier County Sheriff Office, right, said that they arrested a guy with enough fentanyl to kill 65,000 people. I mean, that's crazy, right? My daughter called me the other day and said, Dad, in my apartment in Nashville, this guy right here, enough fentanyl to kill 65,000 people, right? That's a lot. My daughter called me the other day. She said, Dad, there was a big bust over in my apartment where I live. And I'm like, what happened? She goes, yeah, they heard there was fentanyl. What is fentanyl? I go, listen, fentanyl is so strong. Just one little, like almost like a salt flake of it or whatever you nugget can kill you. So I said, and that's the thing about doing drugs. Obviously, they're not good anyway. But if you have somebody that's trying to mix that stuff up and try to, cut things with it, which is what they do with the fentanyl, then you're definitely just taking your life at risk anytime you take it.
Well, and because it's so small, think about how easy it is to smuggle it. And, you can have it in your pocket of your jeans and have enough to kill 65,000 people. And so we used to see these pictures of cops with all of the stuff around them and to show people the amount of drugs that they, were able to get off the street, cannabis not included in my mind.
Pounds of it.
But it looks good. It's a good visual. And with fentanyl, we have to explain it to people sadly, in the amount of people that it could kill, because it does take such a tiny amount. And the whole allure of it, as you said, is it is a way for them to take regular drugs, heroin, or even pills. They're able to repurpose it into pills and, repress them. To be able to get more bang for their buck. And because they are not chemists and they don't have ethics,
pharmacists,
right? They're just mixing shit together. And if it's wrong, you're dying.
Yeah, no, and you're basically putting your life into somebody else's hands. That's do you really want to like take a chance on this guy mixing this thing right or gal mixing this? No, I don't. And then plus the drug itself is not great.
If you're addicted to heroin, then
Yeah.
what shot
what are you really worried about? Maybe you're hoping that
chance
shit
do you
happens.
have?
Yeah, no, I know.
But so yes, this is a very a positive thing that the sheriff is on it, and that this is and these people just they drive like shit, or they have expired tags, or like
pissed off girlfriend.
A pissed off girlfriend. It amazes me that they don't understand that what did Bob Dylan say? If you're gonna break the law, you have to be honest, or something, or if you're gonna be, you have to be honest if you're gonna be a thief, something to that effect, which basically keep your nose clean if you're trying to do dirty shit.
Yeah, so Shannon right now is reaching out to everybody out there who's doing bad shit to just do it the right way.
Just do it the right way.
Don't get caught.
Have
You're
some
good.
integrity, for God's sakes.
No, it's all, yeah. So and so they said that basically the U.S. Drug Enforcement says 1 kilogram of fentanyl can kill up to 500,000 people. That's crazy.
But so what do we do about this? Where's the fentanyl
the
coming
fentanyl's
from?
coming from the
China?
border. It's coming from the border.
But but it's coming from Mexico,
right?
A lot of times.
Yeah, and it could be coming
but
from,
chemically it's coming from China
I guess
predominantly,
it
isn't
it
it?
could be, yeah. I don't know where the actual original source is, but I know that a lot of it's coming through the southern border.
Mm-hmm.
And big wars down there over it. It's crazy.
It's money.
Yeah, no, and then sometimes you have
the chipmunks that bring it in, and when you have the chipmunks that bring in the fentanyl, that shit gets really wacky. Do they strap it to their little backs? They stuff it in their cheeks and bring it in over the border.
I can't help myself. Yeah, I can't help myself. But yeah, no, the chipmunks can bring it in too. So
It's
no,
the new gang.
yeah,
They take
the
chipmunks and they
gang.
fill their little cheeks with nuts
Go
and
to the
fentanyl.
border. Go to the border. But no, it's something really serious, and the people out there. I can't say kids, right? Because there's adults doing this stuff too.
Mhm.
Probably maybe more so.
Mhm.
It's just something you can't get into. And then they say that the addiction rate and people that try this stuff once or twice, it's you're pretty much screwed. It's like you're hooked on it.
Well, part of the problem that we had, the opioid epidemic, mostly was started with prescription drugs. So 80% of heroin addicts started with a legal prescription of opioids. And then our stupid reaction as a country was to just cut off patients and to penalize doctors for writing prescriptions, which, yes, there needed to be something done, but the way they did it sent patients to the street. If you've had a morphine pump and all of a sudden, the doctors are saying, no more for you. We can't continue to give this to you. You're going to go to the street. So we've seen this whole cycle, which was just made worse, really, with crappy legislation.
Yeah, I mean, I agree to that to some extent. There are clinics where you can go and you can get something that will help you, come off it, but it's not that readily available.
Drug replacement therapy with Suboxone,
right? Yeah,
or methadone.
So, yeah, so did you get the chance? If you haven't had a chance, look on Netflix. There's a show called Dope Sick. Did you get to watch that? That was really good.
I was on Oxycontin in the 90s.
I think we talked about it, and that stuff is like just it'll take your whole shit away from you, and good people go down. But I think that interesting fact too is when you get arrested, you go to jail, the Collier County Sheriff's Office, you spend a year in there, you are no longer on narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
You are essentially, you have beaten it, right? You're over the hurdle.
You're detoxed.
Yeah, you're detoxed. Now, I don't know if you ever get off it, because we get off it, the physical, right? You get off it mentally, probably never.
Mm-hmm.
But those people at that point make a decision to go back and use again. That's kind of where I have a little bit of a.
So have you ever seen the Rat Park study?
No.
All right. So this is a study you're going to love.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to you.
I probably have heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
So I believe it was from the 80s, and I forgot the guy's name. But he said, when we look at addiction, we are taking these rats and we're putting them into cages alone and studying their behavior. And rats are social animals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a natural setting. And he said, we need to study them in a more natural setting to really study these behaviors, because it's not just physiological, right? It's what they're doing to seek it out.
Yes.
So, so he set up Rat Park, and it had all the things that rats like, and it had other rats, and they were able to have sex and play with toys, and they had enough food and water. And so they had.
What's a rat sex toy look like?
Well, no, they had toys.
Oh, okay,
and
okay. I
sex.
just want to make sure. I don't know.
I mean, I assume like a human toy looks like, right? They have all different sorts of shapes and colors and vegetables and fruits. I don't know.
I don't know what's in your
I haven't
repertoire.
been in a shop in
What's
a
in your
while.
repertoire?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So now I'm distracted, damn it.
Go ahead.
So
Rat
no,
Park.
Rat Park. So what they discovered was they had clean water, and then they had clean water with, I believe it was cocaine. It may have been heroin, but I believe it was cocaine. And so the rats had the choice all the time. The drug was there, they could have it. And so what they found was even the rats that had been addicted to the drug before, that were put into this situation, most of them did not want the drug. They had everything else that they needed. And so so the withdrawal period, even, they were kind of willing to go through, and they didn't go after that drug. They had clean water. So what his what he got out of this was that the opposite of addiction is not really the opposite, that the cause of addiction is isolation, isolation from people, isolation from community, isolation from resources, from mental health care, from whatever. And when you give rats what they need, connection to people and social life and sex and all of those things, they choose not to be altered. They choose to have that other life. But if you put them into a cage alone, cut off from everything, then they continue to self-medicate. And most studies with rats they don't apply to humans. I don't know why we continue to do all these rat studies. I think no one gives a shit about rats. And so it's an animal study that we can do, right?
Right.
Like the bunnies.
Without PETA getting mad,
don't put lipstick on the bunnies, but rats, let's fuck them up with some heroin.
Yeah, they're
let's
okay.
Study that for a while. But it was a very, very interesting study that really shifted the way some psychologists looked at addiction. And so I always go back to that study, that we do have to look at the underlying cause. My siblings have struggled with addiction, and I haven't, although I was the one that was prescribed OxyContin in the 90s, and went to a pain management doctor to, wean down and get off of it. And it was very difficult physically, but I didn't have that psychological, I wanted to be medicated and tune out of my life. I like my life. I just had a lot of pain. And my doctor, unfortunately, like most doctors, believed the marketing of it being a non-addictive, all-day pain treatment. And I did not want the stigma of taking a pill every 4 hours in my office, because people would ask questions, or
and then having to double up in 2 weeks because it doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So
now your pain is not an issue. It's your addiction is your issue.
So I started on the OxyContin and was able to take it every 12 hours. And, but I saw all of that shit happen. And so watching that movie Dope Sick, as you brought up, with Michael Keaton, who plays the doctor that he himself gets addicted. And, he really does care about these patients, but he unknowingly gets them addicted to this drug.
Yeah,
so some of it is physical.
And he was getting some bad information too, but yeah, some of it is physical.
But there's dependence, and then there's addiction in my mind.
Yeah. And then I will tell you that some of these folks get out of jail and they have very good intentions, and they go back into the same environment, right?
Yeah.
And maybe not because they have to, but they go back in the same environment. They walk into a house, everybody's smoking up, right?
Yeah.
Someone's doing drugs. Next thing you know, a pill comes in. Next thing you know, they're right back into it. That happens a lot. We had a really good program. I thought it was an excellent program. It didn't prove to be cost effective, but we had the juvenile boot camp. And those kids, when they get out, they honestly, I'd say probably 95% of those kids, when they get out, they were like, listen, I'm freaking locked on. I'm going to do everything right. Well, what happens is they go back into the home where they came from, and everything around them that surrounded them was the same as it used to be.
Right.
As a matter of fact, there was people that there's kids that went back to their parents, and their parents are like, hey, you gonna do something with us tonight as a family, smoke up or take pills or whatever they're gonna do, and take them right back into. They all had good intentions, I think, at the most part, to go back in society and kind of just be productive, but that whole thing sucks them right back into it again.
I saw it with my brother repeatedly. Yeah. He would go in, he would do a little time for something stupid. He would get cleaned up. He would have great intentions of just getting out, working. And then, life would happen. His little buddy was there.
Right.
He lost another job, and just on and on and on. And for years he was caught up in it. And I don't know, and I don't think he knows actually what happened to make that switch for him to just be tired of it or whatever. But, to look at him now, he, is a biker that does rides for bikers against child abuse. And he knows his local sheriff and superintendent, part of his community, went back to school. His crew loves him. And so I'd love to see that story, but he struggled so much. There were so many years, and I know that you hear this all the time, but it's true. I lived it. So many years that if somebody called me about my brother, I just assumed that the next sentence was he died.
Yeah.
And he did. He flatlined 3 times. I mean, I call him the cockroach. I was like, you could walk through a nuclear, Holocaust and come out of it smoking a joint just fine. It's unbelievable. But he must have a purpose. I don't know. And I think that's what we need to remember is these are people. These are somebody's brothers, children.
No, I get it.
So they're not junkies that need to go die in the street. We need to figure out this as a community, as a nation, how to take care of people.
Well, I think that's one of the big things. If you have got a chance to watch it on Netflix, Dope Sick, that was one of the things. These are good people that are taking narcotics initially for pain. And the next thing you know, it goes from, 1 bottle to 2 bottles to 3. And then the dosage goes higher.
They were encouraged to increase dose.
Yeah. Well, through the whole thing. They're making money.
I mean, again, I lived it. They took my dose up to 40 milligrams and then wanted to take it to 80. Like it's insane.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And they're getting high numbers. But anyway, so when you know that when you have this fentanyl, you have these drugs, you have things, people have a tendency, and I'm not suggesting this next lady who is accused of stealing credit cards, driver's license, and cash from lockers at Naples Wellness Center. I'm not saying that she's doing it because of drugs. Good possibility. I'm not making any.
She doesn't look good.
I'm not making any.
Doesn't look well.
I'm not making any inferences. But listen, people do crazy shit when they're addicted to drugs.
Yes, that's another reason to treat them so that it's not an issue for society. Not only is it just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But so when you go and work out somewhere, do you assume that your stuff is safe in a locker?
I don't take anything invaluable. I try not to, and then I will tell you this.
But then do you leave it in your car?
Well,
that's dangerous.
Well, no, what the big thing is you cannot leave it in your vehicle. It's not great to leave it in there anyway, if you can help it. But if you do not leave it visible. Don't leave your purse sitting in your front seat, because obviously people are going to come by and they're going to look in your car window. We have it all the time. And they're going to smash the window in about 13 seconds. Boom, take thing, go, and gone. So if you do have valuables, lock them up in your vehicle, trunks preferably. Someplace like that before
unless
you go
they're
inside.
Children. You can't put your children in the trunk.
No, you can't put them in.
That one lady got in trouble for that.
Unless you got a Tesla, but you still not to put your kids in there unattended. You can't do that. You can put your dog in there.
In the trunk?
No, you put it in the car. And they have on the Tesla, not to get off the sidetrack, but on the Tesla is kind of cool because if you put your dog in there, they've got a big thing on the panel that says, my temperature in this vehicle is this, and I am okay. And my owner will be notified if the temperature deviates. There's like a dog setting on the
Does
Tesla.
It have like a picture of your dog? And so
you could probably put it.
It'll say like Zelda's okay, and it has a little Bichon face.
Yeah, it does have. I don't know if you can put your picture on there, but it does have like a little memo to the person, so you kind of look in and see it. But yeah, lock your shit up when you go into the. But I don't expect it when I'm going into. Any type of workout, any type of gym, I don't put like a bunch of stuff in my locker expecting it to be there when I come back. Now you hope it will be, but
yeah, I don't expect high security.
No, exactly.
So if it's a roller skating rink or no matter what it is, don't take your expensive stuff.
Because we all know that, right? When you forget your lock or you use your key or whatever, there's always somebody who's got a master key. And you think there's just one master key out there?
Right.
No, there's probably several master keys out there. So yeah. So anyway,
But how do you even use somebody else's credit card? I don't even understand what
You do it
do with
quick.
that.
You do it quick. So you go there. If they haven't called and reported it stolen, like you can go pump gas. And if you take a guess at the zip code, or if you push,
They have
sometimes
cameras are
Well, yeah,
everywhere.
But a lot of times you just people. You think what's her name?
She obviously is not concerned with the
Yeah, she
camera
worried
looking
about-
at her appearance.
Amanda McCarthy is probably not worried about tomorrow. She's worried about today and how much money I can get today. So yeah, she's probably not worried about it.
She's probably sad that guy got busted with her fentanyl.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so she's trying to figure
She
it out.
needed that.
Now I'm not suggesting that she did that, but you guys on here can make up your own decisions.
On a
people-
happier note, let's talk about these bulldogs.
Okay, yeah, I did see that. I used to have an English bulldog,
I know.
Dexter.
Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
Like the show Dexter. 'Cause
Yes,
I know that
and
you
that's what
really like
That was
that.
what he was named after, actually. We had a Dexter 1 that didn't last too long, a couple
Aw.
of weeks, and then we had a Dexter.
A couple
2.
weeks.
Yeah, we brought him. We got him. We got him from Colombia. My daughter's my stepdaughter, my daughter really. She got her dad had it brought over. I went to Miami, picked it up, and I think it was kind of a little bit too fragile.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave multiple shots before, and then we had it for a couple weeks and passed. Then we have Dexter 2, did the same thing, but we kept him over there longer till he was a bigger puppy, and then we brought him back, and it was pretty cool.
I love that
a
you
great
named
dog.
it the same thing because I think my next dog will also be Zelda. I'm just gonna have Zeldas for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it was a short period, so we were kind of like, let's go with it.
We could rework this name.
Yeah, we could.
Dexter 1 would want it this way.
Yeah, Dexter 1 would like it this way. Yeah, it was kind of a sad experience. But what would we have, like a little video of this one? That would be kind of cool.
Do we? Oh,
Yeah.
look
Or
at
just a
look at
photo.
how cute.
Yeah. Look at.
Oh. They're like, if my underbite wasn't
Yeah.
so bad, I would bite you. No, with an English bulldog,
That's great.
I think
Those-
we've actually discussed this on the show before. They cannot breed naturally. They need intervention because their little legs and the way that things are positioned and all of that, like they can't get it done.
Yeah, they
at
can't.
least efficiently.
They can't work it, right? Is that what it is?
And so vets always have to help breed those dogs.
Yeah.
But whose job is that? Because there are a lot of bulldogs, but I've never met somebody that it's like, it's my job to ejaculate the bulldog and then put it into another bulldog.
I wonder
That
if
is my career.
They probably do something to stimulate it, but I don't do that. I don't think they have.
You don't think
somebody
it's a
that's-
person?
I don't think they have a guy.
it's a
there.
machine?
who the hell would do that?
College kids.
Come on over. I'll give you $100 to mess with my dog.
Listen, if I gotta collect samples from a dog for an hour or like do DoorDash for 8 hours, I'm gonna be a vet assistant for the afternoon.
Shannon, we'll leave that one there. I mean, unless
You wouldn't. It's medical. It's a medical procedure. Grow up.
Shannon, we know Shannon will do what
Maybe
Shannon
you
will
could
do
do
for money.
both.
We all know what Shannon will
You
do for
could use
money.
that butter from the movie theater.
Oh God, what's wrong with
If
you?
it works for the car, it has to work for bulldog insemination.
Yeah, maybe. No, Shannon, what Shannon's
I'm
willing
just
to
trying
do
to
for
make
a
the
little bit of
pieces
money.
fit together
Yeah, no,
here.
that's good. That's
So people on another note, on another animal, people are still talking about this huge python that
Scary.
was caught here. And it is very scary. But so this was one of the females that they think is one of the originals that was set free. And so she's just been here breeding for a long time. And I learned last night an interesting fact. You know, we talked about how they found her because they have been putting little tags, little trackers on the male snakes
Oh,
so
is that how
that
they-
then they go into the nest to find the females. When they used to do it the opposite way, and they would like take out the males. And then, oh, am I boring you?
No,
You're over
why,
there yawning.
why would you say that?
And so they used to do it the opposite way, and they would just take out the males. And then they realized, oh, like these bitches are full of eggs. She had what,
122. I thought it was like 230, but
Yeah,
120. Look how
it's
big
crazy.
that-
Do we have that? Look at
Can we
that.
do like a full picture on that? Oh my gosh, look at that thing. It's a monster.
Its face, it's like heavy, big
Yeah.
face is
Big.
so scary.
Yeah. Damn, look at that. That's a big desk that's things laying on right there.
But do they have video of bringing it in?
I don't
what
know,
did
but
that look
Amy,
like?
if you go to Amy's website, we'll probably bring that link up next time. But if you go to Amy's website, she's got a lot of cool videos of her catching those things. They just jump on it.
yeah.
And you need like 4 or 5 people because that thing freaking snap you up and squish you and constrict you, and that would not be good. I don't know.
Well, the part that I don't think I
they do
could
have
do, yeah, they're like razor sharp. So the part that I don't think I could do is, they have to hold on to the neck to hold them, and then sometimes they don't get it the right way, and so the snake will put their little fangs in there. So I think I would probably move away when you see like Amy and Donna. They just keep going. The snake will have their fangs in or whatever, and they just keep going after that snake. I don't think I'd be a good snake catcher.
Yeah, no.
But
You
I
could do it.
I want one of the do they call it a skin or a hide? What do you call it? Snake skin? After you skin it?
Yeah, snake skin. Yeah,
I want one of those.
yeah. And they do a lot with them. They make purses. They do all kinds of
but
stuff.
I just want the long snakeskin thing to hang over my couch.
Yeah, there you go. And how you gonna pin it up with thumbtacks, or what are you gonna
Yeah,
bang it
maybe.
in, or what are you gonna?
Little Velcro.
No, what you need to do is put it like on a nice piece of wood.
But really, I have like this long couch and I have this long space above it. And I was thinking I would really like to have, because I know that they tan them. I think that's the
Yeah, they
word.
do tan them.
And so I don't need a wallet or a bracelet, although Amy does have beautiful bracelets for like $75 in case anybody watching would like to shower me with gifts. I would like one of those.
We'll get you one.
Will we?
We'll see. I think they're expensive.
They're $75.
Oh, that's not bad. We can probably work.
I
that
looked last night.
We'll probably work
I
that
try
out.
to support the local ladies.
I know,
And I
Amy's
do
so
want
good.
one of those skins. So
Yeah.
I'll work it out with her. I
That's
don't
good.
know. What are you doing this week? You
So
selling
this-
real estate?
So this week, yeah, real estate's going good. How are you doing with
With
warranties?
the home
Yeah.
warranties, it is just as thrill seeking as it sounds.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
just nonstop.
Believe it or not, we got a lot of stuff going in real estate, and a lot of people are kind of like a little bit kind of nervous about it, but things are getting back a little bit to normal. I think it's going from a seller's market to a buyer's market to a certain extent.
Mhm.
But we also know that the interest rates are going up, so it's kind of keeping everybody in like a little bit of a, I call it a holding pattern.
But I read something that I really like, and it said, marry the house, date the rate, which makes a lot of sense. If you see that
Yeah.
house that you love and you want to live in, even though rates are up a little higher,
Yeah.
they're certainly not what they were back
Right.
in the 80s or whatever, 14%.
Yeah, the 14
Yeah.
up there.
And you can, refinance later on if rates look better.
Yeah, I agree. I do have some pretty good contracts out there right now. People are buying. Things aren't going as quick. The good thing for it, though, if you're buying, what's great about it is you can, put an offer in now without getting just
You have a shot.
a shot at it.
You
without
can
getting
have a
crammed. Yeah,
conversation with the
exactly.
seller and
Yeah.
maybe negotiate
Yeah.
something that works for both parties.
Yeah, maybe there might be even little concessions in there. There might
Yeah.
be some things. So
We
it's
are
actually
starting to see some concessions.
yeah, and our inventory's back up. Not anywhere where it normally is. Usually we run
Mhm.
about 6,500 homes, 7,000 homes on the MLS locally.
Mhm.
Right now they're I think just over 2,200 in that neighborhood, but they were down to like 900 homes.
Like
So
800. Yeah,
yeah.
I saw that.
and new construction, I guess, from my understanding, is picking up. Of course, getting supplies is always going to be a little
And
bit of an issue,
laborers.
and people do it to build them.
I've
So, yeah.
heard that some people are seeing, we thought new construction was going to be the answer to all of the low inventory problems, but the supply chain and the quality of materials and quality of workers, I have heard, is creating a problem.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. A lot of people are. Yeah, it's funny. This COVID, I know a lot of people perished from it, and God bless them. But I don't think that many people did. I mean, it's like changed.
Businesses, a
It's-
lot more
yeah,
businesses
Yeah, it's changed.
are dying. But yeah,
People are
it
finding
takes
other
so
ways.
long for things to correct. And so people are not buying that COVID excuse anymore either. You
Yeah.
can't tell people it's the supply chain from COVID because then they're going to lose their mind.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I've noticed that a lot of people use that as we
Some
talked
people
about it.
do just use it
Yeah,
as an
use it as-
excuse.
correct,
Oh,
yeah.
COVID.
We're gonna close at 9
sorry.
o'clock because we got nobody to work anymore. I'm like, no, just have your people stay longer. What's an hour? Stay till 10. But maybe that's just me.
Joe's staying longer.
Yeah, no, you got to do it to work.
He's working his ass off.
Yeah, you got to do it. We got a little funky music to get out.
I'm kind of liking
You
this
liking
music.
that one?
It's
That's
growing on
more
me,
like
yeah.
Shannon. Like if you're born in the 50s,
In the 50s.
you're all good. You got
It's
this
not
one down.
doo-wop. It does remind me of the 70s.
Yeah, it's good. Little. Anyways, 239 Uncensored. It's been fun.
It's been
We'll
great.
see you guys. Hopefully, we'll be here on Friday. Anything comes up, please let us know. Make sure you leave comments below. You got it, Shannon. We are what?
We are out.
Woo!
You flicked me.
Let the music go a little bit.